The Rock is appointed to the TKO group board. Here's a quote from The Rock. I'm very motivated to help continue to globally expand our TKO, WWE, and UFC businesses as the worldwide leaders in sports and entertainment. I want to get your thoughts on, how does The Rock help the UFC piece of this? Is it presence? Is it more presence at the shows to just kind of help drive audience? Is he creating superstars? Like, what do you guys think? Where does he make the impact?
I think some of it goes the opposite. Look, I'm gonna go a little bit more of the political way on this. He took a fucking pounding when he did that video in Hawaii with Oprah Winfrey. He took a fucking pounding.
Why?
It just seemed very fake, and all the money that went. Apparently, a lot of Hawaiians were saying that they never received any of the money. They don't know where the money went. No one's ever,
it's because it was a matching thing.
So look, I didn't follow into it too much. So he took a pounding in that situation. And then also too was on a mic, I think with Kevin Hart. I think it was Kevin Hart. And basically said that he wouldn't vote for Biden again. He made a
Joe
mistake.
Rogan?
I think was that on Rogan?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So I think this is now going the opposite direction. Let me join a company that is the complete opposite of what I've been attached to right now. I don't put anything past people's handlers when it comes to someone like The Rock, who they've got managers, they've got not press secretaries, but they've got people that handle their press. They've got everybody that points them in a bunch of different directions saying, hey, this is what you got to do now. This is what you got to do now. So when I look at this is one of those moves. I think financially it makes sense for him. I believe they paid him $30 million to in shares, I think is what they said. And now he's also gets a spot on the board. And it makes sense. He's been attached to the UFC for a while with their clothing line or their shoe brand, I believe, his shoe brand. And so there's a lot of reasons on why he should do it. The BMF title, was originally put around the waist, I believe, of Masvidal with him. Is that correct?
Yep.
So there's a lot of reasons they said that he tends to get along with Dana, I believe, obviously, or he wouldn't be as involved with the UFC and showing up to shows as much as he does. Overall, I think it's a good thing for the UFC to be attached to him and him being attached to them, given them where they're at right now, for both of them. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think?
No, I think it's a perfect matchup because he is involved with the UFC already. He was absolutely involved with the WWE. He's one of their biggest stars, there's been, and he's a sound businessman. Okay. Every one of us is going to make mistakes in, hey, we're going to do this and we get caught up in something and it doesn't go the way we thought, or, we had a bad plan to start off with. That can happen to anyone. But I do believe, he's got a good name for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay. And having that good name and having the background that he has, a guy that he didn't come from a lot. He has made himself who he is now, and he has a personality that people gravitate towards. And I've been there around him and stuff, and he's a gracious, guy, but all guys that never fought, like The Rock, they want to be kind of pushed into that. I'm part of the real fighting world too. And I think it helps him. It helps his brand. It's going to help his brand even more, being part of both of those. So I think it's a good thing for both him, and I think it's a good thing for TKO or IMG, WME, whatever you want to say.
I never watched him as a wrestler, ever.
Really?
I don't think I've seen one match of his ever. But what I did like was that when he came out,
you just disappointed the hell
out of
podcast Dave. Did you not hear that?
I don't think I've ever seen one full match of his. I've seen highlights. I've seen some of his trash talk. But
see that, then that's the part that I will say I didn't watch so much. But if there was two guys that I would say that I enjoyed listening to them on the mic, a lot of people are going to say Ric Flair and stuff like that, and Ric Flair is who he is. But The Rock and Steve Austin were absolutely freaking gold on the mic, and just the stuff that they would say and how they would say it and the timing. That's why he's in the position he is in Hollywood. Look, he's a great actor.
Yeah. but I wasn't until I saw him in Hollywood that I realized someone that can go from being the machismo guy on the WWE to taking some of these roles that he was taking and having success. I remember, I think one of the first movies, if not the first movie he did, was Scorpion King. Yeah. And it was very bad CGI on some of the stuff.
So you could go to Randy Couture's Scorpion King where he was the bad guy. Horrible. They even changed his whole voice.
It was so bad. But then he went from there to doing like some like nanny stuff and like it was very fun with like more kid type movies. And then he went back into like comedy stuff with Kevin Hart.
But he's self-deprecating. He can laugh at himself. Yeah. He can make fun. And
it wasn't until I started seeing him in those type of movies that I started going, you know what? I really like this guy. This guy's fantastic. Good stuff, you know? And the growth of that was definitely something that I really enjoyed. Those are the type of people that I enjoy like watching in sports and everything else. So I thought he did a great job. Dave, can you pull up the Steve Austin thing that I sent you guys a while back? Remember we were talking about with John?
No. Oh my God, that's great. That is fantastic.
These are the type of people that go from the machismo thing to that. That is
here. Hold on, we have to clarify all of this because Josh did send me this little tape of Steve Austin because obviously one of these cold plunges gave Steve Austin a cold plunge. And one of the things you got to do when you get something like that is you've got to show yourself using it, and plug the company. And that's fair. And it should be done. And I finally found someone whose kryptonite of cold water is right there with mine because I all the time talk about, dude, if there's something I cannot stand, I hate cold water. I mean, it is absolutely brutal to me. And Josh sends me this. He says, "Hey, look, this is like you." And I watched it, and he was in there for not even, just waist deep, basically. Yeah. He was in there for 2 seconds and got out. I said, he handled that a whole lot better than I could have.
He said, "Hey guys, I'm going to have to revisit this motherfucker. I'm going to
have to revisit this." Yeah. He couldn't even get the lines out. "This is Steve Austin, Broke Skull Ranch." God damn motherfucker.
All right, Dave, play the video.
Is it the first one there? Yeah.
I believe so, yeah. It was the first time he tried getting in there.
Oh, look at
He's got his clock in his hands. So you guys are listening at home. Yeah. He's got his clock in his hands, watch, and he's supposed to be in there for 3 minutes.
He's not even balls deep
No,
yet.
He's only like knee level. He's like maybe mid thighs.
Yeah.
But I want the part that I want you guys to pay attention to is he's trying to say to the people listening.
God damn it.
Watch.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Steve coming to the Broke Skull Ranch. I got this. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Steve coming to the Broken Skull Ranch. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Steve coming to the
third take.
About to do my first cold plunge and renew therapy. My shop is 43 degrees right now, so I'm sure the water is sub 50. I was going to start off at 50. It's going to be a little bit colder than that. And we're going 3 minutes here. Once it gets on to 12.
Going to go 3 minutes.
4, 3, 2, down we go.
Down he goes.
Damn. Ha ha. Ha, son of a bitch. Ha. Ha.
13 seconds.
13, 14 seconds. He's up and out, man.
Listen to him though.
Revisit this motherfucker.
I'm gonna have to revisit this motherfucker.
Now you got to admit, when I typed to you, I said, "Hey, I'm just telling you, he handled that a whole lot better than I could have."
Well, he's got to know. Like, I think when you do things like you have to tell people what you're going to do before you get in there. Dude, he got in there and was trying to explain it, like what he was going to do. Just explain.
You know the needles that are going into his legs with the cold water and stuff. He's just dying. I mean, it's like, and that was classic. I love that, and that's why I love that dude. He's just who he is.